Najella, 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 who's fighting for freedom? Najella, from southern to northern zone. Najella, Mama Ambazonia. Najella, a land we could call our own. Ambazonia, Najella, Najella. Najella, 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 Mana, Najella, 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 she's fighting for freedom. Najella, from southern to northern zone. Najella, Mama Ambazonia. Najella, a voice we can call our own. Najella, 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 Mana, Najella, Najella, Mana, Najella, Najella, Mana, Najella, Najella.
Hello, hello. I'm back again. This is Najella. Good morning, good evening, whatever time you may be watching this across the globes. I say good evening and thank you for watching ACN television and watching my show. Yep, today in the studio, I have a member, a comrade by the name of Reverend John. He's an education. Anyway, I'll just let him to introduce himself and tell you whatever. Our viewers might not know who he is, and so I'll let him to tell you who he is. So, Comrade John, can you introduce yourself to Ambazonian?
Thank you, Najella. I just want to seize this opportunity to thank you for the great work that you're doing. You are really indefatigable. You are like a 20-year-old, still starting life, and I like the energy that you have. And I salute you, 21 God salute for all the work that you. I admire your tenacity, your your fervent love for the Ambazonian people. So I want to seize this opportunity equally to salute our brave, valiant, patriotic volunteers who are on the ground, doing the defending homeland from the Turks of La République du Cameroon. I say 21 gun salute to them. I want to thank our population for their tenacity, for standing tall, for standing strong for all these 9 years counting, and we know that Boya is our destination, and so I want to thank them for standing strong. Like my Najella said, I'm your humble servant, the chaplain of the war of independence. This war of independence, Ambazonian War of Independence. I'm the spiritual director of this war of independence. I provide spiritual guidance. My name is Reverend John Tinchu. I come from the northern zone, Mezam, the great state of Mezam. And so I want to thank you, Najella, for this opportunity, for bringing me into your show to be able to talk about education. I am the chairperson of the Education Board, of Ambazonian Education Board. It's an Ambazonian board. It's not It is masterminded. It is under the auspices of AGOVC, but it is Ambazonian institution, and we are of that school who says we need to start building this institution, these strong institutions that we need, because we are close. We are close to our destination. We are almost at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much for this wonderful. Bless.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you. I'm going to start with the first question. It's like this. John G. Rockefeller once stated, I don't want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. How does the education system in Ambazonia aim to challenge this view and foster a balance between critical thinking and practical skill development among students?
Wow, that's a powerful opening question there, Mama Najella.
Yes, Papa.
I think we
Education.
are balancing. Yeah, we are balancing. The two. We're balancing the two: critical thinking and practical. We walk the talk. We don't just talk. We don't just think and leave them in the drawers. We think and we walk, and we think, we talk, and we walk the talk. What I mean by that is that we said from the beginning, when this war of independence for Ambazonia started, we said no to education, because we did not want our children to study in that system, we didn't want to maintain status quo. We didn't want to keep on, learning how to draw grasshopper, study fishing in Norway, and do history, British history, and so on. So we said education should halt, and it was a call, not by AGOVC. It was the consortium that called for a no school, because they had behind their brains to say, we want to restructure our educational system to meet the existing challenges of this time. The world is running at the speed of lightning. The world is running, fast running. We are now talking about AI. We are talking about artificial intelligence. We're talking. There's a lot of things that the social media world. The world is running, and so we could not stay put and still obey the status quo. So AGOVC went to work through the Ambazonian Education Board, and we came up with a curriculum that fits the times, that fits this existing time. And so we are not just thinkers, as Rockefeller said. We are not John D. Rockefeller said, we are not just thinkers. We are doers. We balance critical thinking and practical skills. And so we came up with a curriculum that speaks to a practicality. We don't want theories, because when we talk about critical thinking and all of that, it's all theory. We want a society that goes practical. So we came up with a curriculum that is vocational based and skills based, that will give our people, will give the Ambazonian people, or the young generation, the ability to think out of the box. Project based learning, right from kindergarten right up to university. So we encourage students to apply practical knowledge and with real world problems, so they can solve real world problems. You know, we import toothpick, or we don't produce anything in Cameroon. And so we cannot continue to live in that kind of a world. We want to give our young people the ability to be able to think out of the box and implement what they taught, you know, through the government support, through our educational support, encourage people. Back in the days, people in that Cameroon, in that place called Cameroon, that construct called Cameroon, people were arrested for producing guns. That is something that needed to be encouraged. They caught people who produced guns and locked them up. You know, they shut down, you know, people to think out of the box and put it into practice. And so we want to come out of that status quo. We want a society, a productive society that leads us to an industrial revolution, an Ambazonian industrial revolution. We want hands-on training incorporated with practical skills development in various subjects, such as vocational training and technical education. So we want to bring back the days of Ombe. You remember the days of Ombe, Mama Najella, the days of
Yeah.
Ombe,
Yeah.
where
Yes.
you know we and it was
Good
bearing
institution.
fruits, bearing fruit.
Yes.
We want to bring
Yeah.
interdisciplinary approach where, you know, students will not be captured only to know history, geography, chemistry, biology. No. That is not what builds a nation. Don't get me wrong, geography, biology is important, but that is not what builds a nation. Geography, studying the body does not produce soap. Studying the body does not give you a car. And so we want a society where all these things are put into practice. All these things
Yes.
are put into limelight and make the Ambazonian community self-reliant. We do not have to import everything. Chickens, we import eggs, we import chicken from all over, we import meat. We want an agriculturally based society where students from kindergarten will start learning how to do a backyard garden, how to carry out an industrial farming, introduce them to modern tools of agriculture, you know. So that's the kind of education that we are talking about. So we are challenging the ideology of John D. Rockefeller, to say we are not just thinkers, we are doers.
Yes. I'll go back to the second question. I'll follow up with second question. The ongoing Ambazonian war of education once disrupted normal academics progression for some students, leading to the potential rise of adult learning when Ambazonian become a sovereign state. How does the education doctrine you have developed addresses the needs of adult education in Ambazonia, ensuring opportunities for continuous learning and skill development?
Wonderful. You were ready for us, eh? That's great.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Najella, for that. If I'm talking to Ambazonians, if Ambazonians have been listening to the president of our War of Independence, Dr. Lucas Cho Ayaba, when we were launching, you know, the education the education programs, he made mention of something, that, you know, education is for every Ambazonian, all Ambazonian, whether you're old, you're young. And so when should we And we will, as soon as we get our independence, education will be compulsory. Education, it will be compulsory. That is from whether you're a kid, you're a
Yes.
kindergarten, you're an old man, everybody will have to go back to school. That's what Dr. Choluka Sayaba said. Everybody will have to go back to school. Everybody will do something. Uh, we want a society where we'll do a catch up, for those that have lost the education trend for this past 9 years that we are fighting.
Yes.
We will do a catch up for everybody. The education doctrine of adult education needs we need to go through a flexible learning pathway that provides adult learning with tools, adults with tools that will enable them to catch up, And
Yeah.
so we've already started. We've already started by building what we call ICT centers, information technology centers in Ambazonia. We are already doing that. We have ICT centers which are running, and so people just need to access those centers, and you get first class knowledge, first hand knowledge at any age. Education does not mean that you have to just go sit, learn how to read and write. Education can still mean that you learn how to make soap, you learn how to sew, you learn how to do something that empowers you and empowers your society. That is learning, that is education. And so every household, we are planning to do a household census of those the level of literacy in Ambazonia, so we know exactly which households we need to lay emphasis on. So we bring education to the people. Education will not be accessed by the people, but it will be brought to the people. We will do that census and get the households that needs that education, and that education will provide them with vocational training, will provide them with skills in all fields, so that
And from my
Papa
understanding,
who can, yeah,
yeah, I
Papa
know. I
who
said
can
from my
still,
understanding.
yes, Papa
I
who
know. I
can
said from
still
my understanding.
have the strength, yes, who can still have the strength to do something, can learn how to do plumbing,
Yeah.
to how to fix a broken tap, and so on and so forth. So there there will be a catch up. There will be a catch up for every Ambazonian, both young and old.
From my,
If I
from my
answer your question.
understanding, continuous education. That means continuous education. It doesn't matter your age. You just, if you want to go, they'll allow you to go to school. You do whatever you want to do. What type of education that you fit. You can live from let's say a tailoring. You go to decide that you want to do computer. Just continuous education to understand, to know what. Yeah. So that is good for you, Papa.
That
It's good.
that's it. That's it, Mama. You got
Yeah.
it right. You got it right. So we provide that flexibility pathway
Yes,
for learning.
yes, that's good. That's good. Okay, historically, general education has been prioritized over vocational or technical education in many families in Ambazonia. In contrast, regions like Europe and North America emphasize trade school for careers and businesses success. How will your department manage the balance between students pursuing general education and those opting options for trade schools or vocational training in Ambazonia? How those options for trade schools or vocational training in Ambazonia? How will
If
the
I
department
understand you,
manage?
absolutely. That's the.
Yes,
If
how
I
will it
understand
manage?
you well, how are we going to balance
Yes,
vocational training
manage
and
and balance
general
that.
education? Yeah, that balance
Yes,
between general education and
education.
vocational training. Yeah,
Yeah,
where general education has its own place. Like I said, English language. To be able to speak, the language. English is considered as a commercial language,
yeah,
or French, so to speak, or Swahili, that is spoken in so many African countries. It's a tool, because it will be a commercial tool that you can do business across the borders. So English, mathematics, uh, history, geography, we will do a balance between that, and other fields of education. We'll do a balance uh, for our pupils. Our educational system will balance it. So we will balance it, give you a little bit of general knowledge, so you have the basics of general knowledge to be informed, to know about geography, to know about history, and more emphasis will be placed on skills and vocational careers, promoting equal values, recognizing the value for general education and vocational training, encouraging students to pursue the path which aligns with their interests and strength. Will promote people, will make you to, if you want to do maybe geography is equally important, because uh, if we want to map a particular area for construction or for development, we need geographers, we need topographers, to do that. And so we will do what we call orientation. We'll lay more emphasis on orientation. Orientation is going to be one of the core elements in our education. We will orientate children for as you monitor them from kindergarten right up to secondary school. You know, that orientation department will be able to orientate uh, children based on their strength. If a child is good in mathematics, their genius, they come up, they're born genius, mathematics. You oriented. They're born people who are social scientists by birth. When you observe a child, those departments will be able to observe children from kindergarten right up to secondary school, where we can then orientate you on the path that you will take, depending on the strength that you possess. uh, we will foster that balance by industrial industrial partnership. We'll carry out a partnership with industry, so we can promote these skills and vocation. And career guidance, like I said, we'll have counselors in every
exactly.
school, from kindergartens, primary school, secondary school, will have counselors whose job will be, to monitor students and orientate them towards their likings,
Yeah,
their
yeah,
passion,
yeah.
you know, and their intellectual capacity, what they can understand. That is how we're going to do that balance, so that we have a
Because
society, people
yeah,
go according to their liking.
yeah, because in La Republic, the way we were being brought up, we knew that vocational schools, technical school were people without brains. When you do history, you do
Absolutely.
chemistry, those are, people, and then people will decide, children will decide to go and try to do all those other subjects, all those things because they want to feel in, thinking that something that they're good at. Somebody can be good at doing all that bricklaying, all those things. They will refuse to do that. They want to go to academic schools and then go there, they flounder. Some of our children, they floundered because what their trade that they wanted, what they like, what they can do, because of the
Good.
society, the way they brought us up. We thought that we have
The
to be a
last,
lawyer. Yes. And so
in
that's why
order to
as
succeed.
we say,
No, no.
counseling, we have to tell them that everything you do is important. Everybody has a place, in a society. Everything. One hand cannot build the whole world. You have to have part by part to fit the puzzles. And so everybody should, you know, take whatever. That's why this question is asked, that we have to tell them that no, whether you are doing bricklayer or whether you are doing carpentry, that's very important into our society of today. It is very important. Yeah. And so that
You're
is
correct.
good. That
You're
is good.
correct there. You're correct there. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct,
It
manager.
is good, Papa. It is. It is. I'm so happy with what you all are trying to do, people are putting in place. That is going to be so very, very important for our children to know that everybody is important. Whatever you study is important. So I'm happy with whatever I'm very impressed with your education system. Yes. I'll give number fourth question. Explain to us how the Ambazonian education curriculum differentiates itself to ensure it foster modernity rather than simply following Western education model.
Thank you, Manajala, for that question. Like I said in my opening statement, we came up with a curriculum, and that's uh, without fear of favor or without mixing my words. It is one of the best in Africa. The curriculum that we developed, because we did a comparative study of all educational system in the world. We went to Singapore, we went to uh, um, Britain, we went to America, we went all over. We went to South Africa. Excuse me. We went to South Africa. We went all over. We took the educational systems and we made a comparative study to come up with what as the Ambazonian curriculum of education. And so it is one of the best in Africa as we speak. And so the difference with of our curriculum is that it is vocational and skill based. That's the main difference. Not general education like that of La République du Cameroon. It incorporates local context. We are dealing with real life issues, real time issues. We have contextualized the curriculum, to fit the context in which we are living. That's the
Yes,
difference. Which, yeah,
yes,
we are not copying. We did not copy British system. We did not copy the French system. We did not copy, the Chinese system. We came up with our own unique to our own context.
to
It
suit
is
your environment,
contextual.
to suit your country,
Yes,
your nation. Yeah,
it's very
that's
contextual,
perfect.
and it emphasizes the critical thinking. It gives our pupil, our students, that ability to think out of the box. That curriculums give
Hmm.
them that propensity. Uh, Agriculture is primordial. You have the STEM education. You have the STEM education, which is emphasizing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You know, it's a core, it's a fundamental core that provokes the mind for critical thinking. And so those are the differences, and that's what La Republique does not have. You know,
Mhm.
we focus on sustainable development. You know, incorporating sustainable development principles and practices to promote environmental awareness and responsibility. So we have a curriculum on morals. We have a curriculum
Mhm.
on everything that governs human life. We have developed a
Mhm.
curriculum that speaks to that. And so our curriculum is contextual. It's contextual. We like I said, we did not borrow from anybody. We did not take the British system and implement. We did not take the French system to implement. And so
Yeah.
that's the main difference with the Cameroon a cake system. Uh,
Yeah.
because when you look at the curriculums around the world, you will discover that the system in Cameroon is very archaic. And
Yeah.
until we begin to 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 take people in the context of the world, the realities of the world, our education will be meaningless.
Yeah, it was because, like me, as
Yeah.
I studied, but world history, and I did European history. Why in my own country they shield that away? That our own, my Cameroon history. I didn't know much about Cameroon. The only thing, the most of the things that we're doing, maybe was physics or whatever. They'll say, the minister, who is the minister of this, minister of this minister. I wish in 10 years they are gone. Those are the things. Then they'll give you a little bit of geographical, whatever. It wasn't deep. I didn't even know about when we were talking now about Ambazonian. I mean about Southern Cameroon, what happened, how we came together, all those things. They never told us. They shield that away from us. It's now that people are learning it on their own. The kids now, they don't know. And that is not education. Now you take your children to learn European history, to learn American history, to learn about all these other things. And that's why our children, all the time, they are grown, they're looking to come overseas, come somewhere else, instead of being in their country, develop the country, thinking that, they can do, but they will not. So I'm so happy that you people have come up with all these things that to make us know that we are important. Our country, there's a lot in our country that we can take from there and develop our country to be like these other countries that the France, they've made us to believe that. But you people, you're doing a great job, Papa. I like it. I like what you are doing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just to emphasize, we on our curriculum, we our curriculum encourages problem solving,
Mm-hmm.
uh, problem based learning. They learn to solve a
Solve problems. Yes.
real life, real problem in the society. We
Mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
like you said, we don't just study for study's sake. We study to solve a real problem in society. And our curriculum fosters critical thinking. It gives the students that ability to think critically, to think
Mm-hmm.
out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
That is the kind of curriculum that we've put forward to the Ambazonian
Yeah.
people. And
There's a
for the
follow-up
listeners
question.
who are listening to us, if you're an educationist and you want to get hold of the curriculum, reach out to Najella, reach out to me, reach out to the leadership, anybody in the leadership, in the AGOFC leadership. We will get you the curriculum so you can go through it and see for yourself the differences between our curriculum and that of La Republique Cameroon, what we are offering the Ambazonian people and how we will make a difference. And that's why we say that as we get our independence, give us 5 years, come back to Ambazonia, then you will confirm why we were fighting. You will confirm. Will confirm that we had a reason why we were fighting, because of the kind
Yes.
of curriculum that we have put in place, that will engineer, that will provoke the minds of Ambazonians to be very, very productive and very, very transformative, the way they will transform that nation.
Yeah, let me ask you something. I say, can you provide examples of initiative or programs within the Ambazonian education system that are currently promoting critical thinking among students? Can you give me an example, like one or two that?
Yeah, we are busy right now with
Mhm.
our prototype schools, right? We are busy with
Yeah.
that, what we call prototype schools. Prototype schools means uh, we have sections in that school. The we in those community schools,
Mhm.
where we encourage uh, all the sections,
Mhm.
like carpentry, like
Mhm.
plumbing, like
Mhm.
mechanics, like food and nutrition, uh, what have you. All of
Yeah.
those will be uh, on the table for the students, and we every school that we every community school that we have about 19 schools in Momo, and then we have
Mhm.
about 25 in Bui, 25 running community schools in Bui. And so each school has a farm. Each school has a farm that they are managing, and students are those managing these farms with the supervision of the teachers.
Wow.
And so they're already experimenting a lot of things. Uh,
Okay.
when the war between Russia and Ukraine break out,
Mhm.
there was scarcity
Of grains.
in wheat,
Yes. Yes. Grains.
grains,
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
scarcity of grains. And so we begin to ask the question: what is really wrong? Could you imagine that the president of South Africa went there to cry, to beg for the canals to be open, so that
Mhm.
for the war to stop, so that the grains can reach down out to Africa? And we are
Yeah.
asking the question: what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? And so, as we speak now, we are in our second year of growing wheat.
Wow.
We are in the second year, and this has been done by students, by pupils, and they have gotten a good harvest, and they have sold some. They've made money out of the wheat that they grow. So those are the kind of things. We every school has a garden where they harvest stuff from there. They plant Irish potatoes. They harvest the Irish potatoes. They've sold some. So those
Wow.
are the kind of initiatives that we have in place that are ongoing,
Mhm.
And so we are coming up with these prototype schools, and so we are calling on all Ambazonians of goodwill, uh,
Yeah.
join the Ambazonian Education Board, so that we build these blocks together. We build these blocks together and give our people a befitting life, a life that is full of reason, where they can fend for themselves, get the people work and make money for themselves, and be self-reliant, food self-reliant, and financially empowered. And so we are calling on Ambazonians of goodwill, come forth. Nothing is small. a pen, a pencil, you know, a, a spade,
Like
whatever, because
spade, a bow, a dish,
all a
fertilizer,
hoe,
all.
a fertilizer, anything that you can offer, so that these departments, these divisions within these schools can operate. You know, we'll have a science laboratory in those schools. We'll have a computer laboratory. We'll have all that you know governs human life in those schools. Those will form the divisions in those schools. Those are the practical things that we are doing. And
Okay.
so in the days ahead, uh, maybe we'll project to the Ambazonian people what we are
Okay.
capable of doing. We'll have the tailoring workshops, you have the mechanical workshop, you have all the workshops that you can think of to give the Ambazonian youth the possibility that in 5 years we are talking of our own car, Ambazonia, a car made in Ambazonia. That we are talking
Mhm.
of a motorbike made in Ambazonia. So we're looking forward to all the Ambazonians of goodwill to come. Let's join hands together to build the kind of Ambazonia that we want for
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
nation.
Reverend John, my
Reverend,
following up is on the last but not the least,
great.
regarding vocational and technical education. What partnership or collaboration is your department fostering with industries, international,
Mm.
external, to ensure that graduates are well prepared for the job market in Amber land, in our Amber land, Ambazonia?
I like
So,
that question, Mama Najella. I like that question because it
yes.
speaks to reality. It speaks to
Yes.
what we are busy with. We
Mhm.
are busy now in the areas that we have relative security that we control, the security that we control, not the security of La Republic Cameroon. Well, in
Mhm.
areas where we have our control, a security control, we are building a partnership with industries, with craftsmen, you know in areas of clay making, like the Bamising people, the Nse people, come from the people who come from Bamising. They are
Mhm.
special. They have the specialty of doing pots. They do pottery. They can do pots. You have the craftsmen of Babanki, of Kijam. They are very good in crafts. The people of Bambala, they are very
Mhm.
good in craftsmen too. All of these things, we will put them into practice. We'll put them, and so we are
Yes.
busy now building a
Yes.
database of craftsmen and industries,
Mhm.
so that our students, as they study, we have a system that we're building where uh, either it is 60-40 or 80-20. What do I mean by 80-20 or 60-40? It could either be 80-20. Children will spend at least 80% of their learning time in workshops, in companies, and their grading will be done by the company. So once you get the reports from the company, you will study the report, the portfolio of evidence, what we call portfolio of evidence, what they are able to do, what
Mhm.
practically they are able to do. And based on that, you then can evaluate them by giving them a practical, example uh, to follow, and then based on that, their certification is awarded. So they will spend 80% of their times in industries, in craftsmen's workshops, to for learning, and then 20% in class where they will do the theory, and then they will do the mixture of general education, moral education, civic education, and all of that, the general educational things that they need to do. So we are busy. We are at work. We are one of those departments. We don't talk much, but we do a lot. We do a lot. And I want to thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to be able to tell Ambazonians what we are busy doing, what we are doing.
And once more,
so,
please, let me say something before you close. Our Ambazonian people and people all over the world that are listening to this, please, all this what Reverend John is saying, it's not for mouth. We don't just do it without finance. And that is the reason that we are asking you, please volunteer. If you can send something to the board of the board of Ambazonian for them to help us with this project, all these projects, the country in which we are right now is not working financially, all those things. And so we will need a lot of help. If you have any little that you give, it will help us a lot. It will help a lot. So please, if you are interested, you love the people in general, you are a humanitarian, please open up. Please open up and help the children. Help the children. You're not helping me or him. Just give it for the little children to come up to read, to be able to be educated in a nice environment, an environment that they will learn a lot from there and grow up to be wonderful people. Please, I'm begging anybody who has a godly mind, a kind heart, a volunteering person, please contact ACN and they will tell you where to put the money. The number is going to be somewhere online. I think so. They'll put it there so you people can call or you people can put payments online for the Board of Education. Reverend, I'll pass it back to you. And what will you tell your people?
Thank you so much, man, Najella, for that clarion call. It's a clarion call. Just to add to your clarion call, I want to say the Bible says the fields are wide, but the laborers are few. If you hear this work that we're doing, we are just a few of us. It's just a handful of people. Yeah, it's just that it's the brains. It's the brains. It's just a handful of us, and we are doing this great work. Since 2019, we've been doing all of this work. Our school year, Ambazonian school year, just for emphasis, we came up after serious consultation and debates. We came up that our school year will run from January to December. So our school year starts. Ambazonian school year starts every January. Every January we start in January, and it ends in December. The school calendar is there. Anybody who wants to consult the school calendar, get in touch. We'll give you the school calendar and the activities. And we've been carrying out activities like sporting activities. We just finished the Ambazonian school games. We finished the Ambazonian school games in Momo. The Ambazonian school games will be starting soon in Bui. And so if you have a trophy that's sitting at home, you want to offer a trophy, you want to offer a trophy for football, for handball, for relay, for long jump, for whatever sporting activity you're listening to this program, just get in touch and support, so that we encourage these children, talents, so we can begin to develop these talents, as we, you know, many people, the French people are so smart. When they see a star coming up, either a
Mhm.
footballer, in any discipline, they nationalize them. They give them a
Yes,
nationality, and
yes,
make these people their own, and that brings
yes,
glory to the nation when they begin to perform in international scenes. And so
yeah,
through these games that we've been holding, uh, we've been holding these games. It goes on every year. It's part of the school calendar, the activities of the school calendar, the school games, the Ambazonian school games is one of those in the calendar. And that of Momo had already taken place. They had a beautiful time. They had handball, football, uh, quiz, and quiz that is historical based. They learn about the history of Ambazonia. They get questions and answer on Ambazonia, and so through that they'll know the history of Ambazonia. They know the history of their land, and so prizes are offered to those the best, who show knowledge of the history of Ambazonia. And so these games will be starting soon in Bui. So if you have something that you want to offer, a trophy for whatever sport discipline that you want to offer, get in touch and let it come through. We're launching an appeal. Like I said, the fields are wide, the laborers are few. Come on board, all all educators. Come on board, come on board. It is not an egg of seed thing. It is an Ambazonian project. We are talking of collaboration. This is an avenue for collaboration. You don't need
yeah,
you don't need education does not need a group to be effective. We don't
yeah,
need a group. We don't need UFC. We don't need IG. We don't need consortium. We don't. Education is education, and it cuts across the board. Whether you are IG, you are consortium, you are SCNC, you are EGOFC, education is education. I'm calling on all educators, come on board. If you're a lover of education and you want to give Ambazonia that flair, you want to make Ambazonia a destination of choice for Africans, for the world. People want to go to Harvard, people want to go to Lyon or where in France to go and study in one of these schools. Let's make Ambazonia an education tourism destination, because we will produce that kind of education that the
yeah,
world needs. So I'm
yes,
calling on people, on all educators, to come on board so that we can build this block and have something to be proud of. I often say uh, we are fighting. What is it that we want to achieve? Uh, Kagame came up and they just took one aspect, cleanliness, and they have become the world most clean nation, city,
nation,
the whole one of the cleanest cities and nations in the world. Can Ambazonians say we want to make Ambazonia an education destination of choice, an education tourism destination? Can we say that? What is
I
it that
think
we want to? I think that is it, because that's
that's
the only field that has some development to a certain extent
yes,
that we have worked
yes,
in. And so if we perfect it and perfect it, people will leave from other lands to come and study in Ambazonia, because we have the best.
yes. Well, thank you,
We
Papa.
time will cut us short to say all
Yes,
all that we are saying. I just want
yes,
to
but you
thank
will be
Ambazonia.
coming. You'll be coming all the time. Make sure that I'll invite you, and then you make sure you're here all the time. We'll invite you. There's time. We have, it's
Okay,
open. The
I, I,
ACN is
I
open for
want to
you.
say
Come
this.
anytime. Hmm?
That's great. I want to seize this opportunity to thank our people, the
Yes.
Ambazonian people, especially those who are on the ground, for defying this thievery called 20th May celebration. For vomiting this 20th May celebration, this thievery, this trick that was
Mm,
played upon our people on the 20th of May 1972. That we have finally come to a conclusion that it was a scam. It was a
yeah.
scam, and I want to
Mhm,
thank the Ambazonian people for standing strong and for rejecting that thievery, that scam that was
mm,
scammed on the Amazonian people, and that we should continue fervently, to stand with our leaders, with the nationalists, come together. Uh, let's rally together so that we can build the kind of Ambazonia that we want to build.
yes. So, Papa, I'll thank you a lot. Thank you very much for coming. And next
It's me
time,
to thank
I'm inviting you. Next time, make sure you come. Just knock at the
it's me to
door and you
thank you,
will open. Yes, Papa. You
thank
have a
you so much.
blessed
I thank you.
evening. Okay, Papa.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
God
Good
bless you. God
day.
bless you,
God
Ambazonian
bless you
people. Good
too.
night.
God bless you too. Good night. Thanks for all what you've been doing. All of you.
Bless you, Mona.
Yeah.
Bless
Okay. Ambazonian. Yes, we've come to an end to the discussion of the education, and that's why we're telling you people education is very important. And I'm begging, I'm asking every one of you, as the Reverend said, this is not a Goffsey thing. Education is for all, every one of us. Those of you that are not involved in the war, you say I'm not involved, but you should be involved for the kids' education. Please, I'm asking, just call ACN and ask them where you can donate something for the children, for their education. You yourself will be happy to see that the children have all those things because of you. Because of you. So thank you very much and have a blessed evening. Pray for me and I will pray for you. That's the Ambazonian way. See you next time. Good night.
Najella, 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 who's fighting for freedom? Najella, from southern to northern zone. Najella, Mama Amazonia. Najella, a land we could call our own. Amazonia, Najella, Najella. Najella, 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 Mana, Najella, 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 she's fighting for freedom. Najella, from southern to northern zone. Najella, Mama Amazonia. Najella, a voice we can call our own. Najella, Najella, Najella.